You can't, I can't, society can't, businesses can't move into a place of joy, abundance, passion, excitement, enthusiasm. You can't move into those places and embrace and accept and receive those places of more, of prosperity. You can't move into those places in a place of low vibration. So if your beingness is around resentment or anger or revenge or jealousy, low vibrational stuff, if you're existing in that space, that's all you're going to recreate, no matter what the given circumstances are. So the 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 given circumstances are anything in our within the realm of our sight, sound, smells, all of our senses. And if we receive that information from a place of resentment, anger, sadness, jealousy, wrath, all of those things, then that's how we're going to perpetuate. And that's what's going to in turn create, maintain an emotional space that's on those low vibrations. And in turn is going to create reactions. It's going to create actions that are also in that low vibrational space. So that's just what you end up getting over and over again. There is a way to shift that. And actors know this because what we do is we understand the intellectual, the given circumstances, what our intellect, our mind receives, or our senses, all of our senses receive as information, and how we relate to that. Do I relate to those circumstances? Do I look for the things that I'm grateful for in those circumstances? Do I look for the things that that excite me, enthusiasm? How do I embrace these things? How do I now I can go and say, I feel anger about this. I feel jealousy about this. I feel, revenge about this. I want to hate. I want to react in a way that is that low vibration. I want to hide. I want to go to bed, which is all, give yourself some time. And those feelings are all valid. All of those feelings are justified. They 100% are. How we choose, once those feelings are present, once those emotions are present with us, if I'm feeling scarcity, anxiousness, sadness, if I'm feeling any of those things, then I just shift. And I know so many people have heard this, and I'm just here to remind you that it works. And there are certain times, and especially in today's climate, that is very difficult to shift into those places of gratitude. But if I'm going to be wanting the higher vibration stuff, then I have to be in that place already. One of the skills an actor does, compassion, empathy, and all that, is looks at the given circumstances of a character, where they're from, their economic status, their religion, their sexual orientation. When they look at what their character, when they take inventory of their character based on all those given circumstances, how that character relates to those circumstances is based on their lived experience. So in order for the character to be in an emotional low vibration, we have to think in a way that is about those given circumstances. I've lost my lover. I've lost money in the stock market. I've lost a relative that I cared very much about. I lost an animal. I lost, or something happened to me in my vicinity. And if I am experiencing it as a victim, if I'm experiencing it as low vibration, then it's going to perpetuate. It's going to keep happening. So in our larger social construction, there is a collective low vibration that's happening. And the question could be, if someone is in that low vibration, wrath, jealousy, anger, envy, let's say a president is acting from that low vibration place, and you think, oh, he's successful. Oh, he's the president of the United States. He was able to get there. What you're missing out on is that even if you are the president, CEO of a company, $25 million a year, $1 billion a day, and you're in a space of jealousy, wrath, envy, angry, any of those things, if you hate someone else, if your sole purpose is to blame others and never take accountability, sure, you can get to a status that's, say, the president of the United States, or you could get into a position of power. You could get a lot of money and never have known joy. And you may look at a person in that position and say, oh, well, they've laughed. Look at where they laugh. Do they laugh or smile at the expense of other people? Always? Yes, always. That's the only time there's a smile. That's the only time there's a giggle, is at the expense of other people. And the people who laugh at that expense of the other people are also existing in that low vibrational place. Because that jealousy, that anger, that revenge, that those low vibrations can only find humor at the expense or thrill or joy at the expense of someone else, because there is so much self-loathing, there is so much hatred, there's so much inability to understand what joy means in the celebration of someone else's victory. Celebration and understanding that abundance does not have ownership over one thing. Deserving, entitlement to something, those are low vibrational ways of being. High vibration is when you receive something, I get to have it. This is awesome. This is awesome. I get to have it. But if you think you deserve it or you think you're entitled to it, those are like low vibrations. Because if you think you deserve it and you don't get it, it turns into jealousy. It turns into wrath. It turns into envy. So what do we do? And I've been struggling with this. I know that the authentic nature of me, and I know the authentic nature of every single person on the planet is joy. That is the authentic nature of people. I know it. I believe it. And you can have joy simultaneous to sadness, loss, low vibrational stuff. You can have those simultaneous to one another. And it comes through a variety of shifting into perspective. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for my partner. I'm grateful for this food. I'm grateful that I'm seeing so many incredible people standing up. I'm grateful that there are so many wise words coming out of people who would otherwise be outcast, meaning our Black leaders, our marginalized leaders that are bravely up against all kinds of adversity. They are standing up and speaking. I can be in gratitude for that inspiration. So while all of this is happening on a personal level, on a environmental level around you, and we see there's metaphors, right? There's metaphors of things happening, like Canada is on fire, and my heart breaks for them. And when we had fires, they sent firefighters to help us in California. And the person who has never experienced true joy, and people in certain positions of power who have never experienced true joy or understand abundance, they only understand what I can get, what I can get, what I can get, would turn that around and want to sanction a country instead of going, how can we help? To blame them for something when it is our lack of regulations, it is defunding certain programs, it is not having enough staff and government officials in the right positions that are actually working toward the betterment of our country. And these people don't know joy. They only know mine, they only know deserving, they only know entitlement, and they only know joy, and it's not joy. They only know thrill at the expense of others. So, to everyone that is standing up and using their voice and shifting into understanding that there's plenty to be scared about and stepping through that anyway, much love, much respect. How I'm looking at all of this, and yes, it is so frustrating. How I'm choosing to look at it, and the tons of books that I've read, teaching history, learning about history, reading books that dive deep into the human condition and experience, taking on characters that shift my perspective. Understanding all of that and knowing that I am smack dab in the middle of one of the most historic experiences in human history, I can choose to be scared as hell, or I can choose to be like, what? Who am I being called to be right now? What am I being called to create right now? Joy is our authentic nature. 9 million people showed up at the No Kings protests. People in Oregon dressed up and danced in costumes in protest. That's joy, and that's being in a space of joy. And it may look like they are winning. And if we think about all of this as a through line structure for our country, all of us wanted everyone in the working class in these positions of, of community and society. We all wanted to drain the swamp. We all wanted to create a better future for everyone. Some people didn't want to create a better future for everyone. They only wanted to create a better future for themselves. And so the mechanic of getting there, unfortunately, is this one, because what's being exposed is that there are people inside our government who do not understand that joy only comes when we are in a space of gratitude, of self-awareness, acknowledgement, accountability, and take the actions necessary to do what's best for everyone. And now we're on that through line where we're gonna get there, where we have healthcare for everyone, because we already pay for it. Where 1, 2, 3, 10 people can't absorb all the wealth because that's what's happening. Where we don't put reality television celebrities in positions of power, especially when that reality show was fake. I mean, they all are, but this one, everything was a facade. So there you go. How do we shift? Gratitude, celebrate one another, If you pass someone on the street that is marginalized, or you think, I don't know who I can be in this moment, find gratitude in the moment. Find gratitude in the things that are around you right now. I know this is a long video, but I wanted to share that with you. See ya later.